Mother returns, the cycle of creation and destruction. Chapter 1. Prologue. The horizon shimmered in the luminescent hues of twilight, casting long shadows upon the barren landscape. Gathered upon a plateau overlooking a desolate city, a congregation of the real believers stood in reverent anticipation. Their eyes, filled with a mix of awe and trepidation, were fixed upon the heavens above. They were a motley crew, their faces etched with the lines of a life lived in the shadow of uncertainty. Their faith, however, was unwavering, their belief in the ancient prophecy absolute. In the heart of the gathering stood a figure unlike the others. Garbed in robes of deepest indigo, his eyes held a wisdom that belied his years. He was the priest, the keeper of the prophecy, the spiritual leader of the real believers. His voice, when it rose above the whispering winds, resonated with an otherworldly power. "Tonight," he proclaimed, his voice echoing across the desolate landscape, "the prophecy shall be fulfilled. The Mother, she who birthed us, shall descend from the heavens and reveal the truth of our existence." A collective gasp rippled through the gathering. Their hearts pounded in their chests, a mixture of fear and excitement coursing through their veins. The air crackled with anticipation. In the distance, a shimmering light appeared on the horizon. It grew in intensity, transforming into a radiant figure with crystalline wings. The Mother had arrived. The real believers watched in awe as the Mother descended from the heavens, her celestial beauty illuminating the barren landscape. Her wings, shimmering like 1,000 diamonds, reflected the last vestiges of the dying sun. As she touched down upon the plateau, a hush fell over the gathering. The Mother's gaze swept across the faces of the real believers, her eyes filled with an ancient wisdom. Her voice, when she spoke, was like the music of the spheres, soothing yet powerful. "My children," she began, her voice resonating with a divine power, "I have come to reveal the truth of your existence, the truth of your creation, and the truth of your destruction." A wave of unease swept through the real believers. Their hearts sank, their minds reeling from the implications of her words. The Mother continued, her voice filled with a bittersweet sorrow. "I created you in the hope that you would be the stewards of this planet, that you would cherish its beauty and nurture its life. But alas, my hope was in vain." Her words struck the real believers like a thunderbolt. Their faces paled, their bodies trembling with a mixture of guilt and despair. "You have ravaged this planet," the Mother continued, her voice rising in pitch. "You have polluted its waters, poisoned its air, and decimated its life. You have turned this paradise into a wasteland." A wave of shame washed over the real believers. They bowed their heads, unable to meet the Mother's gaze. "And so," the Mother concluded, her voice now filled with a righteous fury, "I have come to destroy you, to cleanse this planet of your pestilence and start anew." A cry of despair rose from the real believers. They fell to their knees begging for mercy, but the Mother was unmoved. She raised her hand and a blinding light enveloped the plateau. When the light subsided, the real believers were gone. Only the Mother remained, standing amidst the ruins of their gathering. Her heart ached with sorrow, but she knew that her decision was just. The cycle of creation and destruction had begun anew. Among the real believers, only one dared to defy the Mother. He was a young man named Kyle, his heart filled with a rebellious spirit. He refused to accept his fate, to believe that humanity was beyond redemption. With a defiant cry, he raised his hand and unleashed a torrent of energy towards the Mother, but his attack was in vain. The Mother simply raised her hand, and his energy was deflected. "Foolish child," the Mother said, her voice filled with pity, "you cannot defy your fate." But Kyle refused to give up. He knew that he had to save humanity, even if it meant defying a god. Chapter 2. The Arrival. The sky, once a canvas of stars, now thrummed with an ethereal luminescence. The real believers watched as a figure of immense beauty descended, her crystalline wings catching the otherworldly light. Each feather, a masterpiece of intricate geometry, pulsed with an energy that seemed to hum in harmony with the universe. The Mother, as the real believers knew her, was a breathtaking spectacle. Her skin shimmered like polished moonstone. Her eyes held the wisdom of 1,000 galaxies. Yet, beneath her celestial beauty, there was an undercurrent of sorrow, a melancholic melody woven into the very fabric of her being. She landed gracefully, the ground trembling slightly under her divine weight. Her gaze swept across the gathered crowd, her expression a mixture of disappointment and resignation. The air grew heavy, the silence broken only by the soft rustling of her wings. "I have watched you," she began, her voice resonating with a power that transcended human comprehension. "I have nurtured you, hoped for you, but you have failed me." Her words, though spoken softly, struck the real believers with the force of a cosmic storm. Their faces, etched with devotion, now mirrored her sorrow. The mother continued, her voice echoing across the desolate landscape. "You were given a paradise, a planet teeming with life, a symphony of nature's brilliance. But you chose destruction, a cacophony of greed and ignorance." The priest, his face a mask of despair, stepped forward. "Mother," he pleaded, "we have sinned, we have strayed from the path, but we beg for your forgiveness, your guidance." The mother's eyes softened for a moment, a flicker of hope igniting in their depths. But it was quickly extinguished, replaced by a steely resolve. "I have given you countless chances," she said, "but you have proven yourselves unworthy. The cycle must be broken. I have come to cleanse this world, to start anew." A wave of despair washed over the real believers. Their cries of anguish filled the air, their pleas echoing in the twilight. Yet amidst the chaos, one figure stood defiant. Kael, his eyes blazing with an unyielding spirit, refused to accept their fate. "We are not all lost," he declared, his voice cutting through the despair. "There is still good in this world. There is still hope." His words resonated with a raw, primal energy, a spark of defiance in the face of impending doom. The mother turned towards him, her eyes narrowing. "You dare challenge my judgment, child?" she asked, her voice laced with a dangerous calm. Kael met her gaze without flinching. "I challenge the cycle," he retorted. "I challenge the endless repetition of creation and destruction. We are capable of change, of growth. We are not merely pawns in a cosmic game." The mother's lips curled into a wry smile. "Your defiance is admirable, child," she said, "but it is futile. The cycle is inevitable, a dance of creation and destruction woven into the very fabric of existence." But Kael refused to back down. He knew deep within his soul that there was another path, a way to break free from the cycle. "I will not accept this fate," he declared, his voice ringing with a newfound determination. "I will fight for our future, for our chance to prove ourselves worthy." And so, the stage was set for a confrontation of epic proportions, a battle between faith and defiance, between destiny and free will. The cycle of creation and destruction hung in the balance, its fate resting in the hands of a lone dissenter. Chapter 3. The Revelation. The mother raised a hand, her crystalline fingers shimmering in the twilight. A wave of energy, soft yet potent, washed over the real believers, silencing their cries and pleas. The air crackled with an otherworldly hum, and a hush fell over the plateau as the mother began to speak. "I am the mother," she proclaimed, her voice resonating with a power that transcended human understanding. "The one who breathed life into this world, the architect of your existence." A collective gasp escaped the crowd, their eyes widening with awe and disbelief. The mother's words, laden with cosmic authority, struck them like a revelation. "Eons ago," she continued, her voice echoing across the desolate landscape, "I seeded this planet with the spark of life. I watched as it blossomed, as it evolved, as it gave birth to you, my children." Her words painted a vivid picture of creation, of a world teeming with vibrant life, a testament to her divine power. "But you have strayed from the path I set forth," she lamented, her voice tinged with sorrow. "You have forgotten your purpose, your connection to this world. You have become consumed by greed, blinded by ignorance." Her words pierced through the hearts of the real believers, exposing their deepest fears and regrets. The mother's eyes, once filled with love and hope, now reflected a profound disappointment. "You have poisoned the land, corrupted the seas, and scarred the sky," she accused, her voice rising in pitch. "You have turned this paradise into a wasteland, a testament to your folly." The real believers, their heads bowed in shame, could only listen in silence, their souls burdened by the weight of their transgressions. Kael, however, refused to succumb to despair. "We are not all lost, Mother," he spoke out, his voice defiant yet respectful. "There are those among us who still strive for good, who seek to restore balance to this world." He looked around at his fellow real believers, his eyes filled with a flicker of hope. The mother turned towards him, her expression unreadable. "Hope is a dangerous thing, child," she warned. "It can blind you to the truth, to the inevitability of your fate." Her words hung in the air, a chilling reminder of the power she held over their destiny. "But without hope, we are nothing," Kyle countered, his voice filled with a quiet conviction. "It is what drives us, what inspires us to strive for a better future." He met the mother's gaze, his eyes burning with an unwavering belief in the potential for change. A tense silence fell over the gathering, the air thick with unspoken questions and conflicting emotions. The mother's words had shaken the real believers to their core, forcing them to confront the consequences of their actions. In the distance, the dying sun cast long shadows across the barren landscape, a stark reminder of the world they had created. The mother, her wings spread wide, stood as a symbol of both creation and destruction, her presence a testament to the cyclical nature of existence. The fate of humanity hung in the balance, a delicate thread woven between hope and despair. The mother's revelation had set in motion a chain of events that would forever alter the course of their destiny. The question remained: would they heed her warning and seek redemption? Or would they succumb to their fate and become another footnote in the endless cycle of creation and destruction?